Ladies and gentlemen, folks, welcome to Dhoire Fleadh Mhór 2020. Here in the studio with me today I have Paddy Nixon, and Paddy has put together a wonderful album of 18 tracks called Stories of the Land. Paddy, in relation to that, the album itself, a hell of a lot of work.
A lot of work, Gabby, indeed. As you say, there's 18 tracks on it. It's 15 different singers, I think it is, 14 or 15 different singers. But because they were all multi-tracked, it wasn't the bands all in being recorded at once. Everything had to be done individually. But it was a labour of love, and it was also something because of the current situation with the COVID, etc.
Yes.
That it had an upside for me, because normally getting the quality of musicians, the calibre of musicians on this is very difficult, because they're all away touring or playing or doing whatever it is they do. But because of the COVID situation, they were all actually at home and more available than normal. So that was an upshot of, of the whole situation.
There was definitely some great musicians here today. Some of the top quality musicians from the town. How did you manage to get them all in?
Well, actually, this album is the second in a series. The first one was Notes from Dhoire, the acoustic sessions, but this one, Stories of the Land, the Shanachie sessions, is sort of a follow-on from that, and there's quite a few people that were on the first album that are on the second one. The executive producer, Ronan MacDonald, was the man who cracked them up and went round and rounded everybody up. But as I said earlier on, because they were available and because they too were out of work, they were more than up for doing a big project like this,
Yeah, and what's really nice about this album is that out of the 18 songs, there's a few original songs there, and some that you wrote yourself.
Absolutely. We had set ourselves. It's easy when you start doing an album. It's like when you start to talk, they veer off. So we had set ourselves an ethos, a target for the album, to make it stories about the land and about things affecting people just on the land, in Ireland, of course. And that's what we did. And as a result of that, Dougie Breslin has wrote 2 songs on it. Sean McCaffrey has written a song for it. Sean McCaffrey and Dana Barrett. And I have written 2 songs for it myself.
And the lockdown itself, Paddy, has that encouraged you to write more? And I know that you've been involved in the sessions. You had the jigsaw sessions.
Yeah.
I think there was 35 sessions or something online.
Yeah.
And then came the Shanachie sessions after that.
Actually, I haven't stopped for over a year, because the first album that I mentioned there, the Notes from Dhoire album, we started recording that last September, and that was for launch in March. But the launch got curtailed because of everything that happened with the COVID thing. So I went straight into then producing videos for the band Jigsaw. And when they finished, the executive producer, Ronan, came and approached me about doing a second album, which is the one that we're now on, the Stories of the Land. So I haven't really stopped. But even when I take a break, Gabby, to be honest, a break for me is lifting the guitar, sitting at a piano, or it's got to be music, it's got to be.
Well, Paddy Nixon, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Paddy, for coming in here today.
Thanks very much,
and great job, well done.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
The dawn was breaking bright and fair, and the lark sang in the sky. When a maid, she bound her golden hair with a blithe length in her eye. For who beyond in the gay green wood was awaiting her with joy? Oh, who bid her gallant Trenardine beyond the mountains of Pomeroy? Dear love, she said, I am so afraid of the foeman man's force and you. They have tracked you in the lowland plain and all the valleys through. My kinsmen frown when you are named. Your life they would destroy. Beware, they say, of Rennerdown on the mountains of Pomeroy. Fear not, sweetheart, he cried. Fear not the foe for me. No chain shall bind whate'er betide the arm that would be free. Oh, leave your cruel kin and come when the lark is in the sky. It is with my life I'll guide you round the mountains of Pomeroy. Where the dawn it broke, she rose and fled to her cruel kin and come, and full of love she's down the glen and up the mountainside. But the mist came down and the tempest roared, and all around destroyed, and the pale drowned bride met Rennerdown on the mountains of Pomeroy. An outlaw man in the land forlorn, he scorned to turn and fly, but he kept the cause of freedom safe on the mountains of Pomeroy. But he kept the cause of freedom safe on the mountains of Pomeroy.
Born in Dublin in 1884. She cared about people, wasn't selfish to the core. In 1960 she served in the GPO to the end. Dispatched to your comrades, dodging bullets for her friends. In her nurse's apparel, Elizabeth O'Farrell is without fail Ireland's Florence Nightingale. Running down Mhór Street with a white flag in her hand, the people of Dublin, well, they couldn't understand. With instructions from peers, she sought out General Lowe, carried terms of surrender. Through the barricade she'd go in her nurse's apparel. Elizabeth O'Farrell is without fail Ireland's Florence Nightingale. Seen an old photograph after Pierce took off the sword. The opposing commanders meet, but there's something untoward. I'm looking at these soldiers stand, yet the scene is when they'd fail, Ireland's Florence Nightingale. It's when they'd fail, Ireland's Florence Nightingale.
One, two, three, four. With our bare hands we built this home, made from trees we watched grow old. Our only son we named you John. With your mother's smile you made us proud. You grew up strong and worked our land, a gift from God with a heart of gold. But the years turned dark and wrecked our plans. The landlords forced us to leave our home. And now we're standing here, waiting at the bridge of tears. You cross the moon to the other side. It breaks our heart to say goodbye. Our only son is leaving. Your mother can't stop grieving. All we can do is hope that you make it to the day we both sail. Sadness is happening all around, and while our families apart are torn, they're trying to blame it on the ground, while our dying children were left to mourn. Our lives will never be the same again, as we watch the shadows fade into the night. Ireland's losing all her young men, as we slowly turn to consider our plight. And now we're standing here,
talking all the day with true friends who try to make you stay, telling jokes and news, singing songs to pass the night away. Watch the Galway salmon run like silver dancing, darting in the sun, living on your western shore. Saw summer sunsets, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic sea and sang a song for Ireland, drinking all the day in old pubs where fiddlers love to play. Someone touched the bow, he played a reel, it seemed so fine and gay. Stood on Dingle Beach and cast in a wild foam. We found Atlantic bass, living on your western shore. Saw summer sunsets, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic sea and sang a song for Ireland, dreaming in the night. I saw a land where no man had to fight, waking in your dawn. I saw you crying in the morning light, lying where the falcons fly. They twist and turn all in your air blue sky, living on your western shore. Saw summer sunsets, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic sea and sang a song for Ireland, and sang a song for Ireland.
Ladies and gentlemen, folks, welcome to Dhoire Fleadh Mhór 2020. Here in Studio 2 today we have part 2 of the Stories of the Land. Wonderful album, 18 tracks. We had Paddy Nixon on earlier on, and now we have the producer, Ronan MacDonald. Ronan, how are you?
Not too bad, Gabby. Not too bad at all.
So just in relation to the production of the album, can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, basically, as we came off an album earlier on this year, the Notes from Dhoire album, and I just felt that we built up such great momentum, and that everybody was just enjoying themselves and playing so well, that I felt that we can grow again. But obviously, with everything that's happened this year with lockdown and stuff like that, it made making the album process a lot different and a lot more difficult, because in this kind of music, you want everybody to be together and play together, but obviously that can't happen. So it was a process of like multi-track on one person at a time, just for everybody's safety and stuff like that. But I say so many amazing musicians on the album that I'm just over the moon with it, to be honest. Like.
Yeah, and the amount of great talent from the town, like I said to Paddy, very unusual to get such a big crowd of top musicians in to do the album. A lot of mixing went on, I suppose, at that stage, did it?
Oh, it's I say it's just so many different musicians from, especially amongst the Irish genre. As you know about him yourself there, but people like Stephen O'Carrollin was on playing on every track, Kieran Carrollin, and so many just amazing people. But the mixing was all down to Paddy. I just sort of give him, I come up with these mad ideas, and it's up to Paddy, and they make it happen. So, but he does all the hard work more than anybody.
Right. And Ronan, you know, the album is out now. It's ready to go. Where can we buy it? Where can the album be purchased?
So the album can be purchased online. So we have a website. So it's storiesoftheland.bycartel.com. It's available from on there, and hopefully then when we get our bars opened up again here, so you'll be able to get it in the local bars and stuff like that once we get back up and running. But for now, it's available online. So it is.
There you go. A great album. 18 tracks, some original material. I've already heard it. Wonderful album. Well done, Roland MacDonald.
Was a day unlike any other at the end of January, when the people marched together for their rights and equality. From Bishop's Field to Shoulder, from Craigan to the Bogside, till they met a grave injustice, and the city cried. When she awoke that Sunday, there was none who could foretell that for 13 of her children 'twas their last days on the earth. As the world looked on in disbelief, and the Fleadh Street presses light with the sorrows of a mother, the city cried, and their tears they filled an ocean when they saw what they had done for demanding equal treatment. They took 14 of her sons. So remember Bloody Sunday, and remember those who died, and don't forget what happened while a city cried. There was Jackie Dovey, William Nash, young Gerald Donaghy, John Johnson, Willie McKinney, and Paddy Doherty. There's Barney McGuigan and Michael McDade and Kevin McElhenney, Hugh Gilmore, John Young, Jim Gray, Michael Kelly and Gerald McKinney. And the tears that filled the oceans soon became a tidal wave, and it washed away the debris that besmirched their 14 names. So remember Bloody Sunday, and remember those who died, and don't forget what happened or why a city cried. God bless and keep my children, says Dhoire with sad smile.
married too, and both shall row, my love and I. There is a ship, and she sails the sea. She's loaded deep, as deep can be, but not so deep as the love I'm in. I know not how I sink or swim. I leaned my back up against an oak, thinking it was a trusty tree. But first it bent, and then it broke. So did my love, who falls to me. Oh, love is handsome, and love is kind. The sweetest flower, when first it's new, but love grows old, and what is cold and fades away like morning dew, and fades away like morning dew.
As you look upon me, you gaze into my eyes. The pain it moves in slowly, for you've a greater love than I forgive you for your first love, for Ireland is so dear. And I know for you to save her, you must leave me here. My heart is breaking, Joseph, as I hear the seagulls play. No longer you'll be with me after all of this today. I know I'll never love again, my heart is far too sore. And I know that you'll stay with me until we meet once more. 1,000 times I've pictured our wedding in my head, with all our comrades gathered, but your fate is set instead. These memories of Kilmainham will stay with me now. This fight for Irish freedom has led us to our cause. Our love lies in the future of Ireland bright and free. We took the call together to gain our liberty. But until then, dear Joseph, sleep well at Cramacree. And when I finally join you, we'll have eternity. 1,000 times I've pictured our wedding in my head, with all our comrades gathered, but your fate is set instead. These memories of Kilmainham will stay with me now. This fight for Irish freedom has led us to our cause. This fight for Irish freedom has led us to our cause.